Hi, it's Gab.
And Dad.
And Max.
Here for our summer wrap-up. It's Labor Day 2011. It's officially the end of summer. You have to go back to school.
And I have to come back to Toronto.
Yeah, well, we're glad. And there'll be lots more movies to see, of course. But let's review the summer. We saw lots of movies. Well, maybe you didn't see so many in Nova Scotia.
No, but I have a few comments on a few movies I'd like to make.
Of course you do. And we do too. So why don't we start with Max? Max, you saw lots of movies this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of action in the summer. There's lots of action movies. There were a lot of superhero movies this summer. So what did you think of the movies you saw this summer?
Well, my favorite movie, I think I'll say, was Harry Potter.
That was your most favorite? Well, yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense because it was the last Harry Potter and it was great. Everybody loved it. So, and I think I would agree with that.
So everybody loved it. There were no critics that panned it?
Not really, no. I mean, it was pretty much universally loved, and people found it a satisfying end to the series. And the only negatives was that it's the end of the series. It was really well done. That's probably my sentimental favorite of the summer as well, just because of what it meant, and also it was just so well done. The effects, the story, really no complaints on that one. What did you like the most this summer?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, there was no movie that I saw, and I didn't see a whole lot of movies, as you know, because here in Nova Scotia it's difficult, or at least where we are. But I would say the movie, this is gonna knock your socks off. Probably the movie that I enjoyed the most was Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, well, what did you rate it when we reviewed it? You were lukewarm, weren't you?
Well, I think that Cowboys and Aliens was better than the critics said, including better than what I said.
You were wrong?
No, I wasn't wrong, but as I think about it, it had its own kind of charm. So I liked it.
Well, we saw it again. I took Max to see it.
Oh, I know that.
And Max really liked it too. And I actually, watching it the second time, I still really enjoyed it. And if it wasn't that good a movie, the second time you would have been, I would have been more critical. And I still really, really enjoyed it. And you liked it a lot too, right? Was that one of your favorites too?
Yeah.
It was just that perfect, entertaining movie.
Yeah, not a great movie, but in many ways quite satisfying. It's kind of a summer movie. Exactly.
It really had all sorts of the kind of things you wanted. The story could have maybe been a bit better, but it was pretty fun. It was one of your favorites, right, Max?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were maybe going to say Bridesmaids for a second there.
Oh, yes, I forgot about Bridesmaids. I liked Bridesmaids. Very funny, quirky, original, and of course I love Kristen Wiig.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of my favorites of the summer. Max, that's a comedy that you didn't see, like a grown-up comedy.
Yeah, no, I forgot Bridesmaids.
It was early in the summer, but really enjoyable. Like one of the only comedies I can think of for a while that I really remember. I laughed a lot. It had a good story, like some sentimentality to it, and I'd like to see it again. So that really stuck with me too. What else really you going to remember this summer a lot for?
Green Lantern.
No, I'm talking to Max. Green Lantern? Yeah, a lot of superhero movies. We met Thor, we met Captain America, and we met Green Lantern for the first time, and Green Lantern was your favorite, right?
Yeah.
You weren't too big on the superhero movies this year, right?
Well, let me tell you that I thought that Captain America is probably displaced, in my mind, Transformers 2 as the worst movie ever made. It's certainly giving Transformers 2 a close run for its money. I thought it was a really lousy film.
I don't remember you hating it that much.
Oh boy, you go back and look at the review we did.
Okay.
Boring and pointless.
Boring and pointless.
I fully expected that the worst movie of the summer would be Transformers 3, because as you know I hated Transformers 2. But I would say Captain America was noticeably and decidedly worse than Transformers 3.
I didn't particularly like Captain America, it's true, and that was your least favorite one, right?
I'm not sure.
Max. And Green Lantern, well, Green Lantern was your favorite.
Yeah.
Of the new superhero guys. I kind of liked Thor. I thought Thor had a certain charm to it, even though it was kind of cheesy. I think it had a certain something.
I like Thor too.
Yeah.
Yes, Thor had something that Captain America didn't have. It's hard to know quite what it was. It had a kind of an irony and a sort of a bit of wit to it.
Yeah, I would use the word charm. I think it had a little bit of charm to it.
Yeah, I like that guy who played Thor too, whatever his name was.
Yeah, I'm much more interested to see more of him than I am to see more of Captain America.
I agree. I mean, maybe the problem with Captain America is that the character, something that's played by whoever it was, is really deathly dull.
Yeah, he's bland. Well, maybe they'll make him more interesting in subsequent films. Okay, so speaking of negatives, I mean, what movies did we really dislike or were really disappointed in? You like everything that has action and effects, pretty much. Was there anything this summer that really disappointed you?
No.
Wasn't as good as you hoped?
No.
No. Well, that's good for you. I'm sure Dad has something different to say.
Well, I mean, I've obviously just trashed Captain America.
That's true, yeah.
But here's something that may surprise you. One film that really disappointed me was Midnight in Paris.
Oh.
It got critical raves for the most part, certainly a lot of critical approval. You know, I like Woody Allen in the past. I love Paris. I thought this was a surefire winner for me personally, but I found it unimaginative for the most part. The central idea behind it was unconvincing, didn't work very well, trite, I would have thought. So I was really disappointed in it. I have to say that many of my friends who saw it loved it, but I did not love it.
Yeah,
Same old.
it got a lot of love, and I think it's Woody Allen's highest box office, if I'm not mistaken, ever. So it's been quite successful. I skipped it. I'm not a Woody Allen fan. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. So it didn't appeal to me, so I didn't miss out. I wasn't disappointed because I didn't want to see it, so I didn't.
I mean, Woody Allen and I go back a long way. You know, Annie Hall and all the rest of it.
Well, the classics, right?
But this I just found, a big yawn, frankly. And
Well,
the beauty of Paris didn't make up for it, and the idea behind the film, which I won't go into, which many people thought was original and stimulating, and all the rest of it, I just didn't find it that way.
Well, I almost forgot about that movie because it's not your typical summer movie, so thank you for bringing that one up, because there's all kinds of movies in the summer, obviously small ones and big ones, although mostly the big ones. One that sort of seems to have been forgotten, I just want to mention before we wrap up, that's also one of my favorites, but it seems to have sort of been forgotten, is Super 8. You don't hear people talking about Super 8 anymore.
Funny, I forgot about it.
See, people are sort of forgetting about it, but that's another movie I'll remember in a sort of a sentimental way this summer that I just really enjoyed it on many levels.
It's hard to remember anything when you're here in Nova Scotia.
And your age.
And the combination of the two is deadly. I wasn't a great fan of Super 8. I mean, it had a certain amount of charm because it was focused on the kids and how kids behave.
I really liked that part.
Yeah, that was nice, but again, it was not very original. I mean, so many of these movies you feel you kind of seen it before somewhere. Yeah,
derivative, but in a good way. It was being derivative of really good source material, so that's better than the alternative. Max, you never mentioned that one anymore. You sort of forgot about that one too. Super 8. Yeah. Okay, so your favorite of the summer, Harry Potter, the final.
Yeah.
If I had to say, it probably would be the same for me. So, Dad, do you want to state a favorite, or can you make a statement?
I think of the movies that we've been talking about, Bridesmaids would probably be the one I enjoyed.
Right. Yeah, that's...
A lot of that is Kristen Wiig.
Yes, Kristen Wiig. Well, that's a good reason. All good picks. Disappointment of the summer is that you weren't here as much, Dad. We didn't all see movies together, but you'll be back.
You'll be seeing a lot of me just in the...
Oh, no! Careful what...
Get ready.
Careful what you wish for, folks. Well, so that's summer 2011.
Prepare the drill.
Prepare the drill, and...
There's a movie reference I wonder if our viewers will get.
Prepare the drill. That's from 2012. Oh, God. Well, it's almost 2012, so hopefully we'll have some good movies ahead of us. Thanks, Max. It's sort of almost 2012.
Oh, yeah, but that line is not from 2012.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I thought it was from maybe... Oh, well, whatever. It's Nova Scotian age again.
Like I said, yeah, exactly. Woo! So keep watching Gab and Dad. We'll keep going to movies. Dad's back soon. Max is back to school, but I'll sneak you out sometimes to see a movie, okay?
Yay.
Okay, see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.